Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Today is going to be a QXC compilation. QXC recently made his return to StarCraft, so I figured I would cast a few of his games today for you on this Sunday. And game number 1 will be between QXC and Ninja here on Ascension to Ire, the Ladder Edition. In the top left side of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is QXC. And in the bottom right side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Ninja from Psystorm's Gaming's community team. So we do have a nice little PvT to start things off for you today. QXC's been around for a long time in the StarCraft 2 scene, ladies and gentlemen. Remember Husky casting him, I think back in the beta of StarCraft 2. If not the beta, then early Wings of Liberty. So he was around for a long time. Just one of the first really amazing Terran players to incorporate multiple drops, is what I remember. Just simultaneous drops at your natural and your fourth and your third all at the same time. Really difficult to deal with that way, as multitasking was off the charts, through the roof. Sometimes I mix my metaphors and bad things happen. Anyway, this is at the GM ladder. This has never been before casted. I will put a link to QXC's Twitch stream in the description. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure he has one, although my brain is telling me maybe he doesn't. But everyone has one these days, right? All the pro players have one. Just whether they use it or not, it's what's important. Oh, also, I've started casting live StarCraft with Gauntlet again. If you remember, I used to do this. Man, it was probably a year ago now, maybe more, when I used to cast with Gauntlet StarCraft 2. Just a great organization, really does a lot to get the hype and keep it up for StarCraft 2. I cast a, what was it, like a 3-round live tournament with Jordan, with just Jordan. Is that what he goes by? I think that's what he goes by. Anyway, he was a great dude. It was a lot of fun time. We had Namshar involved. We had Penguin involved. Not Psystorm Gaming's Penguin, but a Korean player Penguin who hasn't come to the North America scene very much, but he was there yesterday, and he was very good. Very good at StarCraft. And so anyway, I will be doing those every Sunday at, what's it going to be, 2 o'clock Eastern Time in the United States at twitch.tv/GauntletSC2. And so I think I'll try to see if I can put a link on my YouTube channel to when I'm streaming and casting live with Gauntlet. If you want to see more StarCraft cast by Falcon, then we can do that. I might actually make my Mondays kind of a recap of what I cast with Gauntlet on Sunday. Maybe a recap's too strong a word. Maybe it's a little too strong of a word, but I will put some stuff on there on the Monday anyway. So Reaper's here for QXC and immediately runs away because you know what this is a PvT, and it's very hard for Reapers to get stuff done. We're going to name this Reaper anyway. His name is the 25th Bam. Bam in Korean means night. It's from an amazing webtoon named Tower of God. Alright, so this is the 25th Bam. I don't know how many other Bams. I guess there have been 24 other Bams. Or if that's just kind of a title, like 25th Bam isn't necessarily that there are 25 of them. It's just like a sir or a captain. I don't know. I don't know why I'm thinking that. Hopping in anyway, a 25th Bam. Is he going to scout the Stargate that is out here? The answer is going to be Adept going to kill him, but he is going to scout the Stargate and get a KD8 charge down in that probe line. Can he get it? And he gets a probe kill before he dies. 25th Bam. You are my hero. Nicely done, 25th Bam. I thought for sure he would get nothing done, but he did. Meanwhile, an Oracle's on the way. We do have Oracle names. Thanks to everyone who's been submitting those in the comments of videos. Very much appreciated. This Oracle's name is Barry Makochiner, a saxophone-playing Arizona man who hates early game harass and responds only with harassment. Well, there you go. So, Barry is an Arizona man. Again, Oracles generally kind of considered are women, but they could be dudes too. Same thing with Reapers. We can make them female if that is something you're interested in doing. A Cyclone's out for QXC. Going to go ahead and fight against these Adepts. Neither team really wants anything to do with that. And a quick third Nexus from Ninja here. Holy shamoly. That is a very brave Nexus. If this is a 2-base timing from QXC, which the Cyclone maybe makes it feel like it's not. Anyway, so Barry hates harassment. He got harassed by a Reaper. He's going to respond to that harassment with his own harassment. With this Oracle, going to get a kill. Not enough Marines. Marines are going to die. Cyclone, a pretty good answer here. Using that lock-on ability. Can't save the lives of many of these SCVs, but can't... Ooh, the Widowmine finishing off the Oracle, though. But that was only 3 SCV kills. I thought it was more than that. I thought maybe he was going to get 4 with that one before he died. So Widowmine placement, great. Cyclone, good job as well. Lost 3 SCVs, but could have been a lot worse for QXC. Adept harass here. They're just walking into the front door of the natural base. You don't see that a whole lot, as Marines and Cyclones are going to chase them away as well. Cyclones, or Adepts rather, 3-5 move speed, 4-1-3 move speed. So the Cyclone is technically faster. Oh, a follow-up Oracle is here. What? Already has 3 kills. This is enough Marines to shoo him off, though. Shoo Barry away. And so far the harassment from Ninja's been pretty good. There is a double Widowmine drop from QXC coming down. He accidentally scouted this third. I'm pretty sure he has no idea that was there. But he knows now. Coming down to this natural base, and what that does is gives Ninja some early warning system that there's something coming his way. Adept trying to kill these Widowmines, trying to get them to fire. There you go. Firing on one probe. Nicely done, Ninja. Firing on the Adept. Also fine. Oracle comes in to throw Revelation down. Nope. Picks up and retreats, does QXC with his Widowmines inside the medevac here. Cyclone on the ground for QXC. Got Marines too. Got these Widowmines. Gonna push on this third. He's like, oh, if there's an early third, I gotta take that down. I can't let Ninja continue to have this worker increase on me. It's 48 to 35 harvesters immediately going after this pylon, and it dies so quickly with Marines and Cyclones shooting at it. Oh, goodness gracious. Then third base as well, under direct attack. Revelation thrown down. Widowmine firing, killing an Adept there. Another Widowmine does not fire. Gets targeted down, but a lot of stuff dies. This third base, I think, is going to go down for Ninja, which seems like a problem if you're the Protoss player, although QXC's not really expanding behind this. Ooh, actually landing a Viking. The Viking has taken out probes so quickly. The Marines getting rid of the Oracles as well. There's only 3 Adepts trying to save this base. Is not enough. The Micro is good. The Micro is good, but it is just not enough there. And their third base is definitely going to fall. Nicely done. Nicely picked off there by QXC. Coming on in with his little ragtag army. It's not a big army by any stretch here from QXC. I mean, we're 6 minutes into the game, so what do you expect? But Cyclones, Marines, and these Vikings, they kind of make Stalkers useless here. The Vikings do. So the Adepts are pretty much your best shot. Another big warping of Adepts here. Phoenix going to come in, possibly, yes, lifting the Cyclone. The Cyclone was causing the problems for everybody else. The Vikings are trying to hold their own against these Adepts and actually not doing too poorly. Landing. Oh, run out of energy. The Cyclone lands again. Now has 5 kills. Another Phoenix comes and picks him up and murders him, though. Single Viking on the ground has 9 kills. This Viking has 10 kills, you guys. What an absolutely insane Viking. Wow. Is that 11? That was 11 kills. Okay, so 11 probes killed to 7 SCVs lost. It's 49 to 43 harvesters. QXC has a lead after that. Nice push where he killed that third base and a lot of probes. And he killed a big chunk of the army of Ninja as well. Phoenix flying on out. Ninja has to get something done. He's got to get something done here now. Flying into this main base. See what he can see. There's a lot of Marauders on the ground, which is not actually great. If your opponent has a lot of them, Phoenix. I mean, I guess the Marine count is 9. It's not like he doesn't have any of them, but the Marauder count, pretty hefty as well. Robotics Bay and a robotics facility being built at the same time. Wants to double pump something out of that robotics facility. And right now it's an observer, but we'll see what that switches into a little bit later. More Oracles on the way from Ninja, and that third base is done. Replacement third base, just up and to the left of the main. I think he started that while he was under attack at his natural, which is actually pretty darn impressive. Ninja, not a bad player of the StarCraft 2 at all. I like this guy very much. All right, so Phoenix trying to fly on in to just defend against the attack that is coming from QXC. The other thing is QXC is not a fan of letting you sit back and macro up. He will come after you. He'll come after you. He's expanding for a third this time behind it, which is good. Widowmines, Marines, Marauders checking to see is that third base replaced. No, but it's somewhere else. QXC, you might want to do some scans over there. Revelation thrown down on the Widowmines. There are 2 of them. Good to know. Marine comes in to scout out the composition of Ninja. Sees a lot of Adepts. Sees a sentry. And says, you know what? No, Mass Adept. Maybe my composition isn't as good here. Phoenix trying to kill one of these Widowmines and possibly the other one. No, the Widowmine doesn't get picked off anyway, though. Ah, bad news there on that one. Are they going to get it? Yep, they get it. And attack. Oh, another smaller attack from QXC here at Ninja's third base. Picking off pylons, canceling warpins, but more Adepts sonic transferring their way over as fast as they can. Over to that third, and the 2 separate armors of QXC are deciding to pull back. Just pull back a little bit, not pulling back forever. Not today. Marines, Marauders, Tech Labs, all sorts of great stuff on the way from QXC. He's going for a Ghost Academy, and we've got Colossus rather with extended thermal lance on the way from Ninja, which I don't know about. The Marauder count's pretty high. If your opponent's going for a high Marine count without many Marauders, you're going to be okay with that Colossus play, but if there are enough Vikings, if there are enough Marauders, if there are enough, even Liberators can be pretty good against those Colossus. I prefer Storm as a Protoss non-main, non-GM player. I prefer Storm. But if you've watched me at all, you probably know that. Ghosts on the way from QXC, going to do some EMP action on the Protoss here, unless he goes for a nuke, which I'll watch that production tab as closely as I can, but I would be surprised if he went for a nuke. We just don't see it at these high level GM Pro games. It's more of something of a fun thing that we see at the lower levels. Fourth base on the way from Ninja, where his third base used to be. Getting that fourth base up very nicely. His macro 10, I mean 4 bases at 10 minutes is pretty good, especially against somebody who is as scary as the QXC is. +1/+1 done for the bio on the Terran side. No upgrades at all. +1's on the way from Ninja, but it's, I mean, not even close to being finished yet. So the upgrade advantage is going to be pretty useful here from QXC. Did they just pick an Oracle out of the sky? That green blood, yeah, 4 Oracles have been killed. Getting replaced again here is Ninja. QXC really hates those. Really hates Oracles. Marine tries to hold the Zelnaga Watchtower on the bottom side, but no, there's an Adept holding it instead with the Resonating Glaives. And that's just bad. That's not going to work out at all for our Terran player. So the Ghosts are here. Going to see some EMPs mixed in with this attack, which again does 100 damage to shields and energy of all units in the targeted area. So it's not an insta-kill of all shields, depending on how many shields a unit has. But still, knocking 100 shields off stuff is pretty great. It takes all the shields off a Stalker, all the shields off an Adept, not all the shields off a Colossus. There will still be 50 left, but that's a lot of damage done. A lot of damage done. Scans into QXC, sees what he's dealing with, sees the 4 Colossus with extended thermal lance here, and is he going for it? He kind of going for it. Ugh. Yeah, he's stimming and trying to retreat. Some force fields picking off some of his units. So he's going to stand and fight and actually get the flank around this bottom side here. Can he pick off the Colossus? Yes. Doing a lot of damage to them there as well. Colossus undefended now and stimming forward. How did he do that? EMP is playing a huge part in that, and that's a good game well played out of Ninja. Wow, that is how you do if you're Terran. Holy shamoly. Okay, go back and watch that final battle. We can do that, right? We can do that. So he's on the top of the ramp. He's coming up here. I want to watch where the EMPs actually hit, because Ninja pushes him back. I think QXC would have retreated except for these force fields. And there we go. There's the EMPs on that center section there. A lot of these Colossus losing a ton of shield. A couple of them don't anymore, but man, then everything just melts. Stalker count really high, and the Colossus, once they're undefended, are out. Amazing play. Just fantastic there out of QXC. I mean, that final battle was pretty much it for him. He had some nice attacks, did some good damage early, but it really came down to that flanker on the bottom side and the use of the EMPs. And QXC gets the win in game number 1. We'll give him a 1 in that top side. Let's see, 5,700 resources lost for the Terran player compared to 11,600 for Ninja. Yeah, that's a big difference. I mean, the 4 Colossus were huge, obviously. 56 Marines died. A Ghost died. Taking that base out was a big deal, too. Just, what control? What control? That's all I can say. All right, so that's game 1 of our QXC compilation. We'll be back with game number 2 of the compilation in just a second. Welcome back, StarCraft fans, with the QXC compilation of 2017 by Falcon Paladin. And this will be game number 2 between Jason and QXC on Odyssey, the Ladder Edition. We'll give QXC a 1 here because he won game number 1 against his opponent in this compilation. And let's introduce these players properly. In the top left side of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is QXC. Did that immediately zoom in, or was that just me? And in the bottom right side of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is Jason from Grey Squad. Pretty sure that's him in this spinning logo next to his command center, who looks very happy. Like, incredibly happy about something while he wears his headphones. Yep. Might be one of the best spinning logos I've ever seen. I gotta get me one of those. That's what I gotta do. Gotta get me an awesome one. Awesome one. All right, so a TVT here. QXC has been very good in TVT in the past. Haven't seen him play one in several years, so I'm not sure how rusty he is, but we'll take a look. He looked really good in that TVP in game number 1. I'd be very surprised if he just falls flat on his face here in game number 2 against a Terran, but you know, stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. And again, I do want to encourage you to watch Gauntlet SC2 on twitch.tv. It's a great organization, some really good casters, doing some good things. They have StarCraft history minutes, like during commercial breaks. Instead of like showing commercials, they show you moments in StarCraft history. That's really fantastic as well. They've got this really fun betting system where you can kind of bet, like, kind of pretend currency on who's going to win the next match. It just kind of keeps things interesting. So check them out. I'm casting for them now, so Falcon Paladin's over there too. I tried to figure out a way as there's an SCV battle here. QXC trying to block the expansion attempt of Jason, and it's actually working pretty well. Did go down eventually, though, but QXC's was a lot earlier. I did attempt to let you guys know that I was on Twitch by hosting Gauntlet's stream on my Twitch stream and hoping that would show up on YouTube as, hey, Falcon's streaming, but it didn't. So if anybody knows how to do that, is there a way to notify people on YouTube that I am hosting somebody on Twitch? Because it's not, I'm not just hosting, I'm not just like watch someone else for a while. It's actually me. It's actually me live casting, and I'd like to have everybody there if you can make it on Sunday afternoons. It's a really good time, I think, for StarCraft. Not a lot going on usually on those lazy Sunday afternoons. Though in the summer, maybe there is more vacation and outdoors activities going on. But come on, for StarCraft's people, maybe not as frequent. Not as frequent. Anyway, so both players did get an earlier Reaper. Haven't done much with them, though. Should I name them? What the heck? Let's name them. Reaper, the Red Reaper's QXC's Reaper is Dennis Sun. Dennis Sun thought he was buying a plane ticket to Fiji, but instead it was straight to the front lines. Now he must get enough money to buy another ticket to get home by killing, well, enemy workers. Each enemy worker is worth $1, and the ticket is $126. Good luck with that, man. Good luck with that. You're just sitting in your base, and even if you weren't, it'd be impossible. The Blue Reaper, who again just sort of hanging out here for Jason. His name is the Ashen One. After beating the 10th new game, plus in Dark Souls 3 with no armor and only his bare fists, the Ashen One has decided to take on an even greater challenge. Survive a game of StarCraft 2 as a Reaper. It might take him 1,000 attempts to succeed, but he will never give up. That must be a streamer who focuses on Dark Souls. The Ashen One. All right, so the Ashen One versus Dennis Sun. And the Ashen One gets a KD8 charge off on a defending Cyclone there of QXC's. Heading on back home. Oh, because look who sneaked on in here. Dennis Sun does get a worker kill. So far, so good. That's $1. And some Marines here to kill him as well. Come on, combat trucks. Kick in. There's a really wounded SCV here. I don't know if QXC saw it or if he was just running for his life. It's entirely possible he was just running for his life is what he was doing here. He takes a shot from a Hellion. He's not dead yet. Gets down the ramp. Gets back into the mineral line. Are you kidding me? And he could have maybe got another SCV kill and died, but he wants to stay alive. He's going to hop down, get in the healing waters. Jordan and I discussed this, and I believe the idea we came up with is that these are called shallows. One of the people in the Twitch stream yesterday called it shallows. And it's not a pond. It's too big to be a pond. It's not really a swamp. It's not really a lake. I'm going to call it shallows. I like it very much. It seems appropriate. More barracks on the way from QXC. Got himself some Cyclones too, mixing on. And I mean, it's clear QXC did not just pick up Legacy of the Void. He knows what to do with these units. Coming in is Dennis, and he does end up dead. He got a SCV kill. He got an SCV kill and did some good scouting throughout the game, which is, that is beautiful. Get scouting. Scouting is really, really important for your commander. Tanks on the way for Jason now. He has a Viking, and he's getting a starport up with a reactor, likely going to be double pumping either the Vikings or, you know, Liberators or something along those lines. A lot of Cyclones from QXC, though. He's got 3, got 4 now. Got 3, got 4. The Cyclone drop here from Jason getting shut down pretty easily as well. Viking in the sky to deal with the medevac and then defending Cyclones there as well. So worth an attempt. Another attack down here inside the natural base. Marines trying to kill stuff with medevac support. The Viking says, what medevac support? Now the Marines are sort of on their own, but they're killing some goodly number of SCVs here. Oh, and they're killing Marines too, but the Viking lands and a tank shows up. So that's 7 dead SCVs that QXC has killed. It's 40 to 29 harvesters. Just impressive harass. I mean, all of his Marines are absolutely dead, which is bad news. This Reaper, though, still alive. The Ashen One still killing it, man. He's got 2 kills. I think one of those is a Marine. I think it's going to be a Marine. So tank, Cyclone, Marine. The composition here. We're not, I mean, maybe we're transitioning into Marine tank, which it looks like we possibly are. Tanks on the way here for QXC. Tanks in the production tab as well for Jason. So it looks like a Marine tank transition, but some Cyclones in the early game. If you can kill your opponent with Cyclones fast and not get to that siege tank type status, then you're probably going to be pretty happy. Resources lost to this point, 750 for QXC compared to 800 for Jason, so we're pretty even on that score. As far as total things lost here, it's a few SCVs more for Jason, but more just stuff in general for QXC. When did he lose a supply depot? Oh, there was a supply depot here. That's what that crater was. It was inside QXC's main base to scout for drops, and Jason killed it, but that gave QXC enough time to recognize what was going on and came and shut down the drop. That was good. That was a good maneuver indeed. A lot of medevacs in production here. Double pumping those, and it's time to go. Like I said, QXC does not like to let you sit around and just do nothing. Even in a TVT, even in a mirror matchup, he will come and he will get you. Any upgrades on the way for anybody. +1 attacks on the way for both players. Stim on the way from QXC. Already done for Jason, though, so he's got that Stim upgrade, which is wonderful. The Ashen one gonna get killed by... Oh, he stopped running. He gets killed by Cyclones. If he'd kept running, he could have lived. Why did he stop running? Maybe he was tired. Maybe he was tired of trying so hard all the time. He'll try again next time. That's what he will do. He'll never give up. So QXC splitting his units a little bit here. Cyclones on the left side, Cyclones and Marines on the right side. I guess checking individual bases to see if there's a third for Jason yet, and there's not. No sign of a third base at all for our Blue Terran player. Marines versus Cyclones. Guess what? Marines are pretty good versus Cyclones. You know what? Marines are pretty good against pretty much everything. They just clump together so well, and their damage output is increased so much with Stim. It just turns into these little balls of pure destruction. That's actually one of the tricks for beating the Wings of Liberty Brutal campaign for that final mission where Kerrigan comes around. If you chose ground units anyway, just like a group of 12 to 15 Marines with Stim, you just kind of walk up to Kerrigan and go ba 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 ba, and she dies. Like, it's insane. It's actually pretty stupid. We have a great chase here. Jason chasing these workers from QXC. Taking a tank shot, though. Good job by QXC. Flipping his tanks on the high ground, using his Marines as bait and getting a shot off on Jason's Marines. Gorgeous. Gorgeous play indeed there. All right, more tanks here from Jason. How many tanks do we have? 4 versus 4. 48 versus 20 Marines. Whoa, QXC has 48 Marines? Where are they? I guess they're coming down. They're not quite part of this main contingent yet because there's like 12. Okay, like 15 here. 15 here. Both players going for sensor towers at the same time, which seems odd. Is that a, like, set timing? 8 minutes and 45 seconds. Go for a sensor tower? Maybe. Maybe it is. They kill... Oh, no, the SCV is there building it. He's just inside the sensor tower building it. I haven't actually looked at this build animation before. Does he sit inside the tower to build it? He does. Look at that. Is that a glitch or... Usually they're outside the buildings. Well, not really. It's just so small. Just so small. QXC with a +1 attack. Our blue friend Jason also sitting at the +1 attack. +1 armor on the way from QXC. Jason does not have that. But a third base is landed for Jason. And a third base is done for QXC as well, along down the left side. So both players able to expand and not lose expansions, which is a huge deal. Both players able to get some damage done, stay alive, but not really do fatal damage to their opponents to this point. Scouting, Marine, this is the worst job ever, you guys. You scout in, you get blasted in the face by a tank, and then you die, but you reported back the enemy's position, even though you already knew they were at the natural base. You did. Sensor tower revealing very nicely where QXC's army is for Jason. He sets up his tanks in a nice defensive position. QXC sets up his tanks in a fallback position, and both players just kind of staring at each other across the abyss. I mean, they can't see each other. Really, it's just the presence of the sensor towers that allows Jason to know that QXC is even there. Medevac checks and says, oh yeah, there are 4 tanks down there. Let's not walk into that. How's that sound? Maybe he's vulnerable, though, up at the north side. Little sneaky attack. Marines with the +1 attack, working on +2/+2. +1/+1 already done. +1 armor on the way from Jason. QXC does have a minor upgrade advantage at this point if he decides to use it, and he very well could. He could get some good damage done here in the next couple of minutes. I don't know. Jason kind of thinking about going up that ramp, but there are 2 tanks here. 3 tanks now. It's Jason really turtling up on 3 bases hard here. QXC's considering going for a 3-prong push. Maybe drops would work. Just the Viking count is also pretty high. There are 3 Vikings and 2 Cyclones and a lot of Marines, and if you're not careful, you're going to lose all of those medevacs. It's a rough idea. Oh, how did you get down here, Jason? Jason gets to the 3rd base of QXC, takes down his sensor tower, and then retreats as QXC responds pretty much immediately to that attack. Pulling back a little bit as QXC kind of might have been able to catch those medevacs, but no. So staying outside the sensor towers, another sensor tower is built to cover his 4th base location by Jason, and QXC just staying outside. You don't know where I am. You can't see me. I guess there's a single Marine here who dies. I mean, let that be a lesson to you. Don't sit inside sensor tower ranges by Terrans. It means you will die. That Marine is a nice cautionary tale that way. Sneaking down this right side here is Jason. And he might get pincered here a little bit. QXC with an army on the right and on the left. Kind of going for it here. There are still 3 tanks in the vicinity, though, and QXC decides that is not a great idea. Not as great of an idea as I thought it was. +2/+2 just about done here for Jason, and +2 attack on the way for, I'm sorry, for QXC. +2/+2 on the way for Jason. Pretty far away for making that happen, though. So these players just kind of hanging out. I mean, nobody's really committed to a major attack. Is he committing? He's committing to a major attack. Tanks from the left and the right side going to take down those tanks first of all. Coming crushing down from the top, getting rid of all of those tanks. Oh, snap. Jason looking good. Going up that ramp still seems like death, though. So he pulls back a little bit. Counterattack by Jason. What can I do? I'm running through these shallows. The shallows to make people run slower, right? Running through knee-high water slows you down, man. It really does. Oh, QXC gets tanks. He gets tanks, oh, directly below the mineral line of Jason's natural base here. That's a lot of dead stuff. That is a lot of dead stuff. Sensor towers taking shots as well? No. Just supply depots. That's fine. Jason's not supply blocked at all, but he lost a lot of SCVs there. 13 dead SCVs in this game thus far. Jason trying to see, is there a 4th base anywhere for QXC? No, we're just kind of sitting on 3 bases, bro. Just 3 bases each. Nobody's really planning on going. Oh, you know, Jason does have another command center. He doesn't know where to land it, and so does QXC. Never mind. Both players want to expand. It's just as to where. Where can we do this without dying is the problem of the day. Yeah, QXC is pretty much denying this location that Jason really wants to expand to. He just can't. So where's he going to go instead? I don't know. There's no landing thing here. QXC's attempt to expand to the base just outside of his main and down a cliff is fine. Absolutely wonderful. Nobody is blocking that whatsoever. Marines scouting for Jason, trying to see what's up with Jason, with QXC. QXC's command center has landed, and yeah, Jason has not gone for a 4th yet. He doesn't know where. He doesn't know where to go for a 4th. +2/+2 done for QXC, working on +3 attack here at the 14-minute mark. And QXC, oh, there we go. A Liberator came in to shoo those tanks away. And then just poking it a little bit further, sieging towards those siege tanks. Blah, 1 dead. Reaction time, not super hot for QXC, but a lot of other stuff going on. You can see this minimap is just a rush of blue and red out there. Forgot, can I change these colors? Not in game. Not in game. I cannot. QXC tries to push into where this 4th base is landing for Jason, but too many tanks, man. There are going to be 6 tanks and just a whole ton of Marines. That's 2 full pages of Marines, which is going to be 48. 48 Marines. My math skills, I feel like that's correct. I don't have much confidence in them doing math while you're casting, because your brain, it just takes a lot of the brain energies and brain multitasking to do that. So 4th base is done by Jason here. Jason trying to shoo QXC away. QXC does have his tanks here. There aren't as many, though, but really depends on positioning and whatnot. Marines trying to take down a Liberator. Can't quite get the Liberator. Ugh, pulls into tanks a little bit there. Trailing fire are these Marines. Some blood here in the shallows, and it just disappears. Like, these shallows have cleansing properties, you guys. It's kind of magical. Oh, no. The tanks by QXC get picked off, though. That's not good, but he does have the high ground. Pushing up the ramp is Jason. I don't know about that. There are still 2 tanks and a lot of Marines defending, and Jason decides, you're right, no. No, attacking up ramps is something I was taught not to do many years ago when I was but a lad. And I will heed that lesson now. So everybody comes home. +3/+3 is on the way for Jason. QXC's is a little bit faster. Right, just the teeniest and tiniest bits faster there. Boom, boom. Production tab showing +2 vehicle weapons on the way from QXC, +1 on the way for Jason. So QXC just has an upgrade advantage in everything, I would say. Both his biological and his mech units. Jason has finished, well, he's finishing mining here at his natural base. Not many mineral patches left here. Big old attack over on this left side. Marines, can they get through to these tanks? There are too many of them, though. Can they do it? They get rid of most of the tanks here. There are still 3 remaining, though. That was probably a fair trade. Probably a fair trade. 6 tanks lost for both players. 124 Marines lost by QXC. 125 by Jason. That's got to be pretty even, yo. 9,000 and 90 and 10,000. Yeah, well, Yeah, 9,000 and 10,000 resources lost. Jason's lost a little bit more. Just a little bit. Another huge encounter here. Jason pushing forward with his Marines, but no. Tank versus tank is where this needs to be. QXC trying to land a 5th base. Don't know if that's going to happen. This Marine is scouting it very nicely for Jason. And QXC thinking about where he wants to go. Tanks are set up, but not in range of each other. Unfortunately for them, Marines for QXC clear out the landing space for QXC's 5th base, which is very nice. QXC still holding this very easy to hold location that Jason would like to expand to, but can't. Jason sneaking up his left side on a scouting SCV. Was that a scouting SCV? If so, brilliant play. Indeed. QXC a little bit late to respond here. Got tanks on the high ground from Jason. This is not going well at all for QXC's Marines. Somehow they're kind of standing in, though. They got that +3/+3, which actually keeps them alive, and suddenly Jason's forces are gone. Wow, QXC, Planetary Fortress at his 5th base, holding off another attack from Jason. There are 2 tanks, but that's it. 2 tanks versus 6 Marines with +3/+3, depending on the micro. Might work. 18 Marines at a time on the way from QXC right now. 18. 18 at a time is not a small number. Not even the teeniest or tiniest, smallest number. Where are we going to go? Where are we going to go? QXC coming up to assault Jason's 4th base. Is this turning into a base race? This might turn into a base race, ladies and gentlemen. Tanks firing. Jason not coming home. He is not coming home. Tanks, yeah, I don't know if they can actually out DPS the repair of these SCVs, just because it's splash burst damage instead of sustained damage. And yes, I mean, some of these SCVs are taking splash damage off of it, and some of them are kind of dying, but either way, that's actually spending all of Jason's money here. There's the problem. QXC has some defensive forces at his natural base, and Jason says, you know what, maybe I will go save this base after all. Nope! Out of money was Jason, losing his 4th base there, which is bad news, Bears. Really bad news. Only 1 base is mining and remaining for Jason here. QXC is holding up. Oh, gets surrounded by Jason, though. Whoa. Cleared out. Absolutely cleared out here. Liberators were coming to join the party. Doesn't really work out for them as intended at all. QXC forced to go home. He says, run. I can make 18 Marines at a time, which is good. But I can't deal with what Jason has right now. 53 to 51 total harvesters. Jason he did really on another base of that 4th. So he's mining from it. I don't know where that came from. I think it was probably going to be a 5th, but now it's the 4th. It's been repurposed. Repurposed and recycled and reused. Tanks firing. Marines firing. Can they get through this? Jason trying to go for it. He does have the +3/+3 as well. And QXC, is he going to lose this game? There's a big army at his front door. I don't see any defending forces. Bad rallies there by QXC, losing these barracks at the front. He has a single tank, 2 tanks defending on the back side. Marines pulling back just a tiny, tiny bit here. Tanks setting up shop in positions that are very strategically important. There are some Marines defending. Still 14 Marines at a time in production. Trying to come from the backside is QXC with an army as well. Jason he might be surrounded here. Just what he did to QXC a second ago might absolutely just now happen to him. Tank fire on everything, though. QXC forced to lift off his natural base, which is pretty much just a mule machine right now. Vikings shooting it down. It is actively burning down at the same time. Where are we going to go? QXC actually going to drop on top of all these tanks. And there we go, dropping on top of the tanks. Marines, friendly splash damage. Doing a lot of work here as well, and Jason's army disappears. His medevacs are forced to return home completely empty-handed, and QXC broke that. He broke that like a boss. Da, da, da. Bum, 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 bum. Another attack comes from Jason, though. He is not messing around. He is macroing up hard and harder. QXC thought about moving out, changed his mind entirely here. +3/+3 Marines. The battles take longer than you think they would. Tanks trying to set up for Jason and help with this engagement. Tanks also here for QXC. There are just way more tanks from Jason, not even bothering to siege up, just crushing through this entire army of QXCs. Wow. Jason making it happen. Their natural base is finally going to fall. It is 152 to 76 total supply barracks on fire, and that's it. A good game out of QXC. QXC is defeated, and Jason is victorious here in game number 2 of our QXC compilation. Woo! That was a good game. That was just the number of full army wipeouts we saw was nuts, and yet it went for 21 minutes. Nevertheless, fantastic. 263 Marines lost for Jason, 314 by QXC, 30 tanks lost by QXC to 18 for Jason there. So, I mean, that was kind of a big deal. Resources lost, definitely telling that story. 31,000 lost for QXC compared to 22 for Jason. I thought that 4th base getting lost was a huge problem for our, there it is, for our Blue Terran player, but he's able to replant a command center, expand again, and make it work. So, good job, Jason. Okay, that's it for game 2. We'll be back with game number 3 of this compilation in just a second. Welcome back, StarCraft fans, to the QXC compilation. This will be a game between No Regret and QXC on Blood Boil. Let's give QXC a 1 and No Regret a 1, even though he didn't win any games. QXC is 1-1 on this compilation so far, and let's introduce these players. In the top left side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is a No Regret. From, is that Nerdist? Shoot, what is that team? I'm trying to remember. Looks like Nerdist, though. And in the bottom right side of the map, we have the Blue Terran player. It is QXC. Canadian is No Regret. QXC, shoot, I want to say he's an American. I'm like 89% sure he is an American, but let's pull up that Liquipedia thing anyway. StarCraft 2, Liquipedia.net, QXC, and yes, United States. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right, so it is a ZVT here on Blood Boil, which is just such a pretty map. So well done. You got this frost on everything. You got these red trees. You got the gold mineral patches in contrast as well. Like, either these trees are literally bleeding somehow because it's snowing, right? The leaves in the trees don't change colors when it's snowing unless it's a freak snowstorm, but this seems pretty cold all the time, so maybe it's just kind of a red conifer, which probably exists now that I think about it. Anyway, hatch going down at the gold first for No Regret. Oh, that's interesting. Gold first into an extractor, into a pool here. This is a really weird, funky map. A lot of strange stuff's happened on this map in the days. Cast a really great game between, was it Volts? I want to say it was Volts. Maybe it was Vibe. One of those dudes. Might have been Vibe. And a ZVP on this map at the GM level. It's one of the craziest games I have ever cast. Posted that one on Reddit. Got a pretty good response to it as well. Reaper coming in from QXC, which means he has a Reaper name. His name is Neo. Neo discovered one day that he wasn't living in the real world, but instead he lives in a computer simulation of life called The Matrix. You may have heard of it. However, this simulation is actually a computer game where 3 alien races forever battle for supremacy. His human commander chose the Terran pieces and strapped him into a Reaper suit to send him to the front lines where he must battle for his own life. Neo knows that death in The Matrix is the same as death in real life. Holy shamoly. That's bad news. That's bad news bears. Reaper here trying to get rid of these drones at this gold base. Good scout, though. Couple Lings. The Lings are not there necessarily to kill the Reaper. They're just there to keep the drones alive and just draw fire. They're there to draw fire. They're there to tank for the drones. Don't go off the creep that far. Get back on the creep. There we go. QXC's Reaper control is too good to allow that. And delay until the Queen pops out. Nicely done. Nicely done. That's exactly how you want to do that, Zerg players. If you need to watch that like 18 times to figure out how to survive that early Reaper without losing anything, watch it. No Regret knows exactly how to handle it. And by nothing, I mean he did lose a Ling there after the Queen was out, but the drones are safe, and that's all that really matters. Heading on over is Neo. Feeling okay about himself. He killed a Zergling, but, you know, his Overlord won't be super pleased at the lack of drone kills, which is bad. Is there another base here? No. Is there a base over here? It's a good hop. And no. So we're at 2 base right now for No Regret, which means either it's kind of a 2 base all-in. There is a Baneling nest on the way and speed. QXC does scout that lack of a 3rd base, and he's got to feel a little bit nervous. A little bit nervous about that. Did he? No! Too close. Oh, the speed finished. Speed finished on the Lings. Got some Hellions out. QXC as well. And in the moments before Neo was killed, as these Lings trying to kill these Hellions that are trying to run home, he swallowed the red pill that Morpheus had given him and made his way out to the Matrix, out of the Matrix in just the nick of time. He awoke in the city of Zion, where all the other Terrans hide from the Zerg and Protoss. Lings trying to get up here, but there are Hellions, there are Marines. I mean, some of these Hellions are going to die for sure, but a lot of Lings dead there as well. Not sure if that was a good trade by No Regret. Neo remembers his real name, and it's Keanu Reeves. The army recruits him because of his simulated training, straps him to a Reaper suit, and sends him to the front lines to use his superior battle experience from the Matrix. But that's a story from another day. If you're unfamiliar with the Keanu Reeves game, I'll put a link in the description. Or if I forget to do that, which is entirely possible, somebody else can put a link in the description, because Keanu Reeves lives on forever in the halls of Falcon Paladin's channel. A bunch of Hellions moving out. He's lost some... How many? He's lost 3. He still has. Is he meching this thing? He might be sort of meching this thing. This is a lot of Hellion for early game harass. Meanwhile, Ling's... Oh, the Ling drop action from No Regret. He's got a third base coming up. Oh, it's a Baneling. It's a Baneling walk here from No Regret. He's going to walk him over into this third command... Or natural command center's, rather, mineral line. Try to kill all those SCVs. Hellion's going to move out, maybe get their revenge. There's not a whole lot to defend against this. Baneling's walking. We're walking here. And reaction time from QXC is pretty much non-existent. Oh, 14 dead. 14 dead SCVs, but QXC pushing in with his Hellions here too. Going into this, actually straight up into the main base here. Roasting up a lot of Zerglings, but backed into a corner a little bit, which is bad, and more Lings showing up, getting that surround action on. Hellions are going to die. I mean, a lot of Zerglings are dead too. That's 58 dead Zerglings, 59 dead Zerglings, but 10 dead Hellions, and all of those dead SCVs here too. It's 29 to 28 Harvesters. So No Regret just kind of pulled even with QXC there. Didn't really do fatal damage, I wouldn't say. More Hellions on the way from QXC. As he's getting medevacs, getting some Marines here too. I don't see... He does have an engineering bay, but he is working on +1 now. Okay, so he's going to go for bio. I thought this for a second might just be kind of a mech play, but it's not. Banelings at the front. No Regret might just be going for straight up, I'm going to kill you with Lings and Banes strategy, which is not... I don't know. I haven't really seen this work that much in ZVTs. Banelings are going for it, though. It's a 6-minute 3-base Baneling bust. There's some Hellions and Marines here to defend, though, but this looks incredibly terrifying. All right, here you go. How does QXC defend this? Target fires the Banelings down as best as he can. Supply depot down. Lings inside. Banelings trying to hit on these Marines, but good stutter step micro by QXC. Good positioning here with Hellions from the back as well. And the Lings are getting cleaned up here. SCV's under attack here in the natural base. Going to pick off a few more of them, but they get roasted up like the Zergy barbecue that they are. So that's 21 dead SCVs and 94 dead Zerglings. 94 dead Lings. Good gravy. 94 dead Lings. Man, more Hellions on the way. More Marines on the way as well here. And it's just... I don't know. I don't know if that worked out for No Regret, is what I'm trying to say. He's got 31 workers. He does have the gold base. He's benefiting greatly from having the gold. His income is 2,200. Well, QXC's is 2,200. His is closer to 18. And also a little bit more gas there. So Hellions trying to own map control. But when he gets surrounded by Lings, oh, he had the surround and he missed it. He picked it up, though, again. It's fine. It's fine. Pulling back as there's a drop coming into this gold base. I don't think you want to land there. Land inside the main. Land inside the main. There you go. Lings are so fast. Look how fast they are. Zoom. Zooming on in, getting right on top of those. Nope, not enough. Too many Marines have landed. +1's done for the Lings, though, but is it enough? Is the question. Lings streaming in kind of 2 or 3 at a time. Is not what you wanted. There you go. Big old group. Big old group now. Queen trying to stab away at this empty medevac, which is feigning an attack on this 4th base of No Regrets. Again, it's like right behind his main. It's a weird place for a 4th, but it is in fact his 4th. So natural done. 3rd base done. 4th base done. 3rd base has landed for QXC just outside his front door. Marines still trying to kill stuff. Still trying to force Lings out of No Regret here, and it's working. There are 79 Zerglings on the field right now. 82 to 88 total supply, but 49 to 30 Harvesters. QXC has been absolutely SCVing his face off these last couple of minutes here. Lings rolling in, trying to see what they can do. Maybe they can pick off a supply. They could do kill a supply depot under construction. Poor SCV's like, wait, what happened? I was building a supply depot, and then it disappeared and exploded in front of me. I'll build another one. It's okay. Everything is totally fine. Great Wall of Supply Depots is up. It's not much of a Great Wall on this map. It's only 4. Some people call this the Great Wall of Supply Depots nonetheless. He's trying to Baneling bust QXC to death here. Which, Banelings are going to break down this wall pretty easily. By pretty easily, I mean, there we go. Took longer than I thought, but Lings are streaming in. Pretty good splits by QXC. Baneling hits are good, not great. Marines getting split up as well, but that just means, oh, that's bad. That's really bad. That just means they get surrounded by Lings. Some Lings. Here at this the third base is gone. I think QXC just needs to give up on this third base entirely, picking up SCVs and evacuating them out in medevacs. Not something you see every day of the week there. QXC might have over SCV'd a little bit there. Third base is on fire. He's trying to get back up into his main where he can repair it, but No Regret is sitting on 4 bases. It's 37 to 54 harvesters. QXC has a lot more harvesters than you would think here. Lings and Banes coming back in for round number 2. Oh, no, SCV is trying to repair this thing. So many surrounds. Banelings, morphing into Banelings on the top of the ramp seems like a bad place to do that. The Marines really should be focusing down those morphing in Banes. And can they get it? Oh, they lowered the supply depot. Lowers the supply depot. Banelings do manage to finish morphing, and I cannot believe that happened. Pretty big hits. SCV is forced to fight for their lives as well, but these +1 Lings are not messing around. They're taking down SCVs left and right. They've killed 41 at this point in time, and yet No Regret is still behind in worker count. There's a small drop by QXC back at No Regret's third, where the lair is. He's killing a lot of Zerglings here, and I don't think that No Regret recognizes what's going on. Pretty good positioning from No Regret, or from QXC rather, getting units in between buildings, and the Zerg infestation is cleaned up. It is actually cleaned up there. The drop by QXC cleaned up as well back home. Third base still alive by QXC. He kept that one some way, somehow, and it's 32 to 37 harvesters. QXC still has that lead. He still has that third base. He lost his great supply depot wall, but No Regret. The longer this goes, the worse it is for No Regret. I feel like, is he getting Baneling speed even? No, not worrying about Baneling speed. He's just trying to do slow Baneling busts against QXC all day, and I don't see this working. But you know what? I've been proven wrong before. I've looked at strategies and said, this is absolutely 100% not going to work, like a grumpy grump that I am. But then it does, and so that's why we watch StarCraft. That's why we watch sports in general. Esports, regular, like basketball, sports, same deal. Same deal. Good target firing on those Banelings. QXC does that, I think, for the first time in this game. Target fire Banes, at least to any great effect. Anyway, 26 more Lings on the way. No sign of +1 armor, which I think would be useful here. Baneling's going to try to break down that front wall. Thinking about it, and there we go. They get it. They get the front wall. Is it time to go in? Immediately replanting with a tech lab. And holding the line against the incoming Zerg flood. So many dead Zerglings. And that's it. No Regret with a good game, and QXC is victorious. Yeah, 336 dead Zerglings in a 10-minute game. That's insanity. Insanity. 13,800 resources lost by No Regret compared to 9,900 for QXC. Yeah. I mean, he lost 55 SCVs, still ahead at the end of the game. 336 Lings and 14 Banelings died. And a base. And a base. Oh, did he take that down? No Regret must have forced to cancel or kill the base in that top left, which I don't think, or QXC must have. I don't think No Regret really used it for much of anything, though, as he, again, only had 31 drones. He lost 6. Not like he lost a ton of workers at the end of the game. He tapped out before that counterattack actually showed up. So that is going to be it for the QXC compilation. I actually do have some more games I'm going to be casting here from time to time. But for today, that's going to be it. Again, please catch me later today on twitch.tv/GauntletSC2 for some live StarCraft 2 casting, along with a co-caster, which is pretty fun stuff. And you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /FalconPaladin myself. You can also, I guess you can just go to my Twitch stream. I'll be hosting it, twitch.tv/FalconPaladin. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.